It's Wednesday. It's 8 p.m. I'm Daz.
I'm Richy.
Where's Chris? I'm Martin. Daz, run the titles.
You're the joker, the expert, the voice, but you're one of the crowd. A vision of weakness, you don't.
Evening, boys.
Well.
Mark?
Right, so normally I go, well. But obviously this week we need to go, well. Because one of us is missing. The Avon lady from Liverpool has had a slight accident. And no, when we talk about slight accident, we don't mean he's been found in an Everton shirt. He has had, I do believe, had to attend an A&E today because he's had a slight mishap. Daz, what do we know about this before we get into loaded headlines? What do we know about the missing Chris Hall, please?
Yeah, well, the good news is he's not missing a member. He's still got it.
Okay.
But we're going to break from tradition of loaded headlines. We're going to go straight into a loaded silence.
Oh, Christopher.
So yes, Christopher. Yes, Chris had a slight accident. We won't go into the details.
No,
that's privileged information. But yeah,
but it is the last time that he lets his kid give him a manicure.
So
or a pedicure,
for Chris.
or whichever. We have kind of like 10-second silence. Is that the right thing to do at this stage? We put it up.
We'll move on. We'll move on.
Yeah. No, leave him alone. Although I do hear, because he has texted us a couple of times, that apparently his wife asked him to stop acting like a flamingo, and he said apparently he had to put his foot down. Anyway, let's move on. Drastic.
Yeah, and I will go back to the. There's plenty of comments on Chris's toe.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, he's having another injury.
Yeah, Keno's taking a bit rough there. It wasn't up anybody's other piece. No, Keno, no, it wasn't.
Now, I think it's time to go to loaded headlines. Okay, so yeah, there was searching around today. There wasn't much headlines happening, but yeah, then a few popped up. So I said I'd throw a few at you guys. So the first one I bring to you is Kevin De Bruyne. So Kevin De Bruyne has signed a new contract today with Man City. So his new deal will take him to 2025. So he's basically adding 2 years to what he had existing. He's 29 years old. So that will mean there's going to be another statue to go along with Aguero, Company, and David Silva, I think, in the future for De Bruyne. And he has a great relationship with Pep and a class player. I think we'll all agree on that one. So what do you make of this news, lads?
So are we saying then, because he's got a new gig, he's got a pep in his step? I know they're going to get worse as we go. But yeah, look, I mean, the guy is quality. When you see some of his play and some of his final kind of 10-yard passing, some of the balls into the box in his link-up play is unbelievable. And some of the one-touch pass and move, but in particular his final third movement and set-up play for the likes of Sterling or Aguero, some of his passes are just sublime. So I think it's a great deal for City. I would say there are still echelons somewhere within other clubs who let him go, who are absolutely kicking themselves as to how good De Bruyne is. But yeah, he's quality. He's a quality player. So listen, brilliant deal. Glad to see him carry on in the Premier League. He is one of the footballers I love to watch. Although I will give a massive shout out to Phil Foden last night, who I thought was absolutely immense for Man City and come up with a winner. The kid is just getting better and better and better. But yeah, great signing for City. 2-year extension. Yeah, glad to see him carry on.
Cool.
I think he's definitely one of the best players in the Premier League at the minute. And I think among his peers. It says it all when, Jack Grealish had a good season this year. And today to tweet out saying that his final ball is always phenomenal.
Yeah.
To say that, it sums it up pretty much. I think I've seen a lot of the matches recently. In every single one, the goals are scored by Mahrez, either off Sterling or Jesus. All of them seem to have that final ball by De Bruyne.
Yeah.
He's just
class.
immense. Yeah. I think he's probably one of the best players in the world at the moment. And I think he'll get Player of the Year this year, in my opinion.
I don't think it'd be too far off. And can I just give a very quick shout out to Phil Thompson of Soccer Saturday, who, by the way, is a complete and utter fool, who said that whilst some of the money in the Premier League is a little bit crazy, Kevin De Bruyne is a great player, but he's not a world beater. Phil, I'm not a pundit, mate, but you need to hang your head in shame, because if Kevin De Bruyne is not a world beater, lad, then I need to take your spot on Soccer Saturday with Jeff, because you're way off the mark, lad. Sorry.
My wife actually calls Phil Thompson Al Bunty.
That was appropriate for his comment the other day on with Jeff Stelling. So yeah, I mean, ridiculous. He's a world class player. End of. Move on, Daz. Sorry, rant over.
We'll move on. Okay, next I want to bring you to some takeover talk. Don't panic. We're going to talk about Ipswich and their takeover that happened today. So yeah, the news on Ipswich. One of Bobby Robson's old clubs, £40 million takeover by Game Changer 20. So 3 board members of the US club Phoenix Rising. I'm sure everyone knows them. So yeah, the 13. Marcus Evans was there for 13 years. This new owners are Ohio based, and Ipswich are currently 8th in League One. Actually, I have the table here, so that's actually where they are. 8th, sitting in 8th. So yeah, I suppose it's one for the future. They've kind of dropped a bit over the last while. They were in the Premier League, just trying to get back into it again, but then they've dropped out the last while into League One. So what do you make of that one first? I know actually I'll throw the other one at you as well, lads. The other takeover was the talk is Derby County, and then there's been rumblings of Derby County for a while, of course. So this one, no, it's not the Ben Zayed group. It's a Spanish businessman, Eric Alonso, and his group, No Limit Sports. Of course, the transaction here is subject to the EFL's owners and directors test. Yeah, we love them, don't we? And yeah, we all know the Rooney's the manager there. This guy that is going to take it over, he had some kind of link to Sheffield Wednesday previously, or worked previously with them. But yeah, this is who is now going to take over Derby County. There's 2 takeovers, lads. In one day.
There's been a goal in one of the Champions League games. PSG have taken the lead against Bayern Munich.
Who scored?
Rich.
I haven't got a name at the minute because it's actually the headline at the moment, but I will bring it to you.
That's why we had Chris do this bit.
Well, short notice.
Chris is always in there with the scores. He's happy to get his feet into the whole thing and just
it's nice, but it's nice
to have the answer.
It's nice for Richie to keep his toe in as well, though.
It is nice for Richie to dip his toe in the water in the whole looking after the scores thing. Exactly.
We can go all night with this one.
We can, and we will.
Okay, lads, what do you think of the takeover talk?
Actually, to be fair, I used to go to school with a lad, Darren Stubbs, back in the northeast of England, and he was a mad Ipswich Town fan, and obviously, Richie, living back home, you're either red or white or black and white. And Stubbsy used to stand out like a sore thumb because he always used to kind of turn up at PE and we play football, and he'd come out with the old Eric Gates Ipswich Town top on. So I kind of, I kind of have a look, he's still going on. I've been in A&E for 6 hours. I've hardly slept. Me toes sore. I've not been able to get my Avon commission up. Do you know what? Get off, Chris Hall. Go and get a bath. get the Randox out and go and get your toe soaked.
It's only because he wasn't able to bring a McFlurry back from the hospital with him. That's why.
Do you know what it is? That's exactly.
Hang on. What's a Randox? I've heard of Radox, but what's a Randox?
Whatever. Same thing. Some nice bath salts or whatever. I'm sure he's got some kind of fancy.
The Randox is the Avon version, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
The cheaper version.
It's the cheaper version you can buy from Wish. there are other Chinese websites available. But yeah, so I actually kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for Ipswich. They're probably somebody I do actually keep an eye out. Yeah, that's actually a really good game.
Yeah.
But yeah, delighted for Ipswich. Same for Derby, I suppose. Des has been well done. He is watching the scores. Delighted for Derby as well. Obviously, the boys from Deco will be happy enough to finally get their takeover.
Yes.
Only
pacemakers.
What's it?
And the pacemakers as well.
And the pacemakers as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the only thing for me, and I suppose to quote our good friend Steve Hasty off the NUFC Matters, the thing with these American consortiums is it's hidden in depth. And we had this conversation about a Newcastle takeover. You know, obviously the Saudis have been knocked back. Exactly. There you go. See, I did get it right. But you know, obviously the Saudis got knocked back. There's a problem with ownership, whatever else. But these American deals are going through with a post office box number from Delaware somewhere, and they're just being ushered through. And I have a bit of an issue with it, if I'm honest. In that, you know, are the rules being applied rightly? You know, these American consortiums seem to be grabbing up clubs. Would make me just deep down makes me worry slightly for the longer term future of some of the clubs. That's just my opinion. But yeah, Richie.
Well, I think all you can do is say to both Ipswich and Derby fans that we hope for the best. You know what I mean? That's what you always hope for. The one thing I do think was well worth it was Marcus Evans actually writing off the debt that he'd accrued himself for the new consortium taking over for a 5% stake in the new consortium, which I thought was, we've had some issues with owners. But I think that's a nice gesture.
It's a decent move, yeah, fair play.
Yeah, so that's definitely worth a shout. But I think my concern is it's the same as Martin. It's about especially these American consortiums where they're all tied up and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know if you've heard Simon Jordan on Talk Sport talk about the Crystal Palace ownership. Nobody actually seems to know who are the owners of Crystal Palace. Yeah. They know that Steve Parish is the face of it, but they don't know who anybody else is because it's all tied up within this consortium and then somewhere, as you said, in Delaware. So I think that's the only main concern. And and there's, because of the laws in Delaware, you don't have to reveal who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a dodgy subject on that one. Regard the Derby one, to be fair, it's probably anyone's better than having BZG coming after we saw what happened with us and what happened with them.
I think that's a blessing in disguise for Derby.
I do as well, Martin.
I think you've dodged a bullet there, lads. If I'm honest.
Yeah, the guy who took over apparently was in with trying to take over Chef Wed originally, but then had a fallout with the I think it's the Dubai Prince who's bought Chef Wednesday, so he's turning his attention to Derby as well. To be fair, I think Derby's a better proposition going forward than what Sheffield Wednesday are as well. So
yeah, I agree. I think Derby's a quality club. I think it'd be interesting to see whether they keep Rooney or not. But I think Derby's got that heritage as well. I think
they have said that they're looking forward to working with Rooney, but I suppose what else can you say when you come in?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Yep. Cheers, lads. Yep. We'll move on. Just because I was panicking, we had no proper headlines. I said we'll talk about the championship table. We might be seeing a bit more of it in time to come. Hopefully not, though. So yeah, I said we look at the top and the bottom. So if we look at the top first. To me, this is game over. Norwich have this in the bag. They'll be back in the Premier League next season, and I'd enjoy seeing them back as well because I liked them last season.
Delighted for Tim Krul.
Yeah, Tim Krul, Cantwell. There's a few nice players there. Aaron McSarns as well. Then what looks like Watford will get back as well, the way they're going automatically, and then the race is on for between the next 5 really. for those playoff positions. Now there's games to be played there. There's still, most of them have played 40 or some 39, but there's 6 or 7 games to go for most. So yeah, between Brentford, Swansea, Barnsley, Reading, and Bournemouth. To probably battle it out for those the playoff spots. Who are you having out of those 5?
Barnsley.
Barnsley.
I would love to see Barnsley in the Premier League, man. That would just be savage. We've seen Swansea, not fussed. Reading have been up and down. Bournemouth, no thanks. But Barnsley, let's get Barnsley. I'd take Brentford as well. I mean, fairness to put Newcastle out the cup. I'd take Brentford or Barnsley or any team that begins with B. But yeah, Barnsley for me. I went to a good few away days down in Barnsley with Newcastle, and it's a great spot. Good people and a good another good football club with heritage. So I would love to see Barnsley and their fans back in the big time. So Barnsley for me.
Richy?
See, I would have went Brentford or Swansea, but then looking at that form over the last 4 games, it's shocking form to take at the end of the season. I think that's what's made it literally a 2-horse race for the well, I don't even think it's a 2-horse race. Who's going to win the league, let alone promotion. But I think those 2 have literally thrown it away for the automatic promotion. I don't know. I'd like to see Swansea in a way because of Freddie Woodman, because it means he's had a fantastic season if they get promoted. And obviously he had a good season there last year. He's obviously doing quite well this year. If you put the table back 1 minute, Daz, if you look at all those playoff. They've got the 3rd best goal conceded in the division, so that means he's had a good season. Obviously, that it's been at the other end of the pitch where they've got 45 goals scored, which is looks like that's what's let them down. So
not conceding, but they're not scoring either.
Yeah, which to me means that Freddie Woodman's had a good season, which is good for our club. Obviously, I'm a bit with Martin on that. Barnsley have been away from a while. They've got that old, the English typical ground, a bit like Goodison and all that sort of stuff for the traditional football grounds. The pitch still isn't great where it cuts up. I don't know whether you saw it when they played Chelsea in the FA Cup. So I don't know. I think it would be nice to have them back. Yeah, it's been they've been out for a long time, but and they've got the best form out of apart from Bournemouth, they've probably got the best form.
Yeah,
in the top 5. So yeah, everything's to play for.
That's 2 for Barnsley. I'm gonna go Brentford because they haven't been in the Premier League, and it'd be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, I remember Barnsley in it before, and they were just boring in the end when they got relegated. But yeah, give Brentford a shot. For me, I'll just go quickly to the bottom before we move on. And I'll get rid of my banner. So here Wickham look like they're probably gone. And Rotherham look like the only one there could potentially catch Birmingham or Coventry, Huddersfield, or Derby, maybe. But yeah, because they have games in hand, and I think the COVID was the reason why they have those games in hand. But I think Birmingham are fine since Lee Bowyer took over. They're doing really well, and Coventry got a win there as well recently, I think the other day. So I think it'll probably stay the way it is, really.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Rotherham, if they won the 4, takes them to 47, I think. I think Birmingham will win more. I think Coventry will win more. How many games are left in total?
46 is the
46. There's either 6 or 7 to play.
I mean, Rotherham are 10 games. You never know. Maybe what we should do in one of the shows in a week or so is have a look at the remaining run-ins of the bottom kind of outside of Wickham. Maybe have a look at the next kind of the final 5 or 6 games and talk it through.
That sounds,
I think the only team, if you look back at the leaderboard there, Daz, I think the only one that I think it's a bit similar to the Premier League is they've got enough points, but their form at the minute, especially after last night's performance, Huddersfield, they got absolutely demolished by Norwich last night, 7-0 at Norwich. So you want to hope that's not going to be demoralising for them, because going at this stage of the season, you need all your heads as positive pull in the same direction. And that result last night could have done a lot of damage for the morale within the team.
Interesting. Just look at the comments here, lads. Tom says to Chris, hope it's not gout. If it is, Chris, talk to Steve Wraith. He'll sort you out. He's a cure for that, I believe. What I read.
Gout out. Avon pomegranate salt. Listen, John Justice Allen, you don't live in Gosforth, lad. Pomegranate salt. Get out of it, man.
Do you think Chris had a word with John and added him to the pyramid scheme, Avon pyramid scheme?
You know what? In actual fact, Daz, do me a favor. Email that picture of the big toe to John Justice Allen, and let's get that on a T-shirt.
Here it is again.
1 foot in the grave. There you go. Let's pray for Chris. Chris Topher.
If you know how to contact me, John, if you want that picture.
Let's get it
I want to
on.
buy the T-shirt though.
Chris would.
Okay, I think we'll move on, lads. I think it's time to move on. Let's go to a bit of this is where usually Chris steps in, but I'll do it this week. Loaded leaderboard. And this is the bit that Chris.
You know what? I'm actually glad he's missing because I know I've had a bit of a conversation with him, and I know he's in a very happy mood and there's going to be some gloating going on here.
Is that? Or am I down? Am I out?
Well,
it's all
I'd say
changed, Martin.
Richie has had an amazing week.
I've had a couple of shocking weeks.
Richie has had an amazing week. Remember, Richie was rock bottom.
Now we do need to get these pictures up on the Away Day Radio website because again we do go out on radio 1 to 3 on a Saturday on Away Day Radio, and we keep talking about this, forgetting that they're sitting listening to radio on a Saturday, going, "What the hell are these lads talking about?" So we do need to get the pictures up. Right, come on, let's get it up, get it over with. Jesus Christ!
Okay, here it is. Chris sits top of the leaderboard.
That's a
no, he was very close to Martin last week. He's overtaken him. He's on 56. And Richie,
he got 5 points. How is that?
Oh, I have all the stats from every week. You've had 3 bad weeks in a row.
I have had 3 bad weeks.
You've been bottom, and I've had a few weeks where I was up, but they were only marginally. But Richie has got, I think he got 8 points this week out of 10. There
was only Chelsea that let us down, or let all of us down. To be fair, that was the result of the weekend. It was a shock. The only other one that let me down was I went for a draw between Southampton and Burnley, and to be fair, it was looking all right for a little bit. When I'm happy with that.
Okay, still all to play for though, lads.
It is, yeah. 4 points between top and bottom.
I've just got to be better this week.
You just got to stop going for these fluke results.
Exactly. Has Daz frozen? Daz is frozen, is he?
He's in shock. He's at the bottom of the leaderboard. That's why
he is in shock. Yeah. The weird thing is it's not even Daz. It's at the bottom. It's Daz's brother. It's like he's on a merry-go-round or something. Look at the hair on him. It was like at a Beatles conference or something in Blackpool. He's frozen. He's got control. He's got control. We can't move nothing. He's got the leaderboard stuck up and he's frozen. And he's gone. Hello.
Do you know what? It could actually be a toupee, that couldn't it? That picture of Daz at the bottom.
Do you know what I mean? It looks like one of those dodgy syrup you buy on Amazon, doesn't it? He's like, it's receding bad here, lads. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to whack that on. And it's one of those ones that if you move too quick, it slides from the back to the front.
Yeah, but like the old Hamlet cigar photo booth thing, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And the seat dropping. Right, so anybody that is watching us, I'm not even sure which way to go on my camera here.
Yeah, we'll go that way.
So Daz has control of the buttons. We've allowed him to be in control again. Me and Richie are now stuck either side of a camera shot here. Daz has, for whatever reason, his bloody broadband in Galway has blown up yet again because he doesn't pay the bill. He's got the picture stuck up and we can't take it down. So if he doesn't come back on, this could be one of the shortest shows we've ever done. But we do have guests coming on. Oh, hang on.
I'm back. I'd just like to say this loaded leaderboard is cursed.
It is cursed.
Now, at the same time,
it's whoever talks about it and starts it gets broadband jinx.
At the same time, they are actually doing a bit of work on my broadband over the last few days, so it cut out at lunchtime as well today. So on me, but hopefully it won't happen again. Probably will.
That's fine. We were able to ad lib and fill there. Daz, we did
And
take the piss out of your hair on your picture on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I
We
got
thought it was a wig. It was all good. Yeah.
wig. Oh, thanks. Right, well, on to the fixtures.
Let's
okay.
rapidly go through this. We must be running out of time, are we?
No, not yet. No.
Okay,
We've
all right,
no one in
let's
the
go.
green room either. You did invite the band, Martin. I know
did,
you
yes,
did. I saw it. I saw
sent the
it.
link. Yeah.
Yeah, the link.
Richie, text them, will you, and just make sure they're definitely coming on.
Okay.
This is promise some of the matches so you can catch back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, we want you to talk out. Right, are we going? Right, Fulham Wolves.
Okay, let's
Come
go.
on, Daz.
Fulham Wolves draw for me.
Wolves win. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going Wolves as well.
Okay, and at the end of the show, we've got some important information on that particular match, so stay tuned for that. So next one, Man City Leeds. I'm going Man City.
Yeah, Manchester City. Hard to see otherwise.
Yeah, City as well, full house.
Next one is Liverpool Villa. I'm going Liverpool.
Draw.
I'm going to go Liverpool.
Next up, Palace Chelsea. I'm going Chelsea.
Oh, do you know what? This could be a banana skin, lads, after last weekend. But I think Tuchel will have them back in shape. So, yeah, Chelsea win. There you go.
Yeah, I think depends how the result goes tonight, but yeah, I'm going to go Chelsea as well.
Okay. Moving on to Sunday's games. Burnley against Newcastle. I am going Newcastle.
Draw.
Newcastle.
That's a Rich. Next up, West Ham Leicester. I'm saying Leicester.
West Ham.
Draw.
Interesting. Next up is Spurs Man United. I'm going Man United.
Yeah, last one was like hammering Spurs, hammered them, didn't it? So Man United be on revenge. So yeah, I'll go Man United.
I'm going to say draw only because Man United got the two UEFA Cup games, haven't they? So
I think it could be a draw, Richie. But do you know what? I think Man United will probably want to overturn that, especially with Jose. So yeah.
Revenge. Next up is Sheffield United Arsenal. I'm saying Arsenal.
Arsenal are brutal. Yeah, I think they'll have enough to see off Sheffield United. So yeah, Arsenal win.
Yeah, Arsenal for me.
Next up is West Brom Southampton. I'm saying a draw here.
Southampton.
Southampton for me.
Next up is Brighton Everton. I am saying Everton.
Draw.
I'm saying draw as well.
Yeah, that's got draw written all over it. I'm sorry.
Okay. I think now we just want to look at the comments first because I missed a few. And yes, the lads from Outcharms are joining us as well. So we'll get there.
Go on the Champions League, lads. PSG are now 2 up.
2 up.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the score while Daz is going through the.
Yeah, I'm just showing some of the comments. Chris is happy to leave the leaderboard up all night. I've missed some of them. I do apologize.
Yeah, he's got to remember he's now forfeited next week's his little selections for next week. So unfortunately, he's going to be bottom of the leaderboard next week.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't get to come on. If you're not on the show, you don't get to call it. End of. That's simple. Who's laughing now, cripple?
Right, Dean as well. Happy with the Birmingham win. I'll come back to some of those comments later on. I apologize.
It was Marquinhos who got the second goal for PSG. Okay. Remember, Bayern Munich are without Lewandowski tonight.
Cool. Lads, I think we'll move to some information on our sponsors. Martin, let's go Mind, Body and Soul.
Yes. Adam and the guys at Mind, Body and Soul. I think I did say last week, obviously when we first started out on these shows, I reached out to the guys at Mind, Body and Soul, thought it was a really great idea what the guys do, help and direct and deal with people with all kinds of issues, not just mental health, but all kinds of different issues. Even, I've seen stuff, they've been donating money out to a guy who, I think I said last week, has been stuck in a hotel because his daughter's in hospital having surgeries and stuff. So they do some really great work. And Adam and the guys, when I got in touch and we were first starting the shows, they plowed straight in and went, yeah, look, we'll work with you guys. We initially kind of agreed a deal for 2 months, and they've since agreed to stay on with us longer term. They do some cracking work. You can see I'm wearing one of their hoodies. Some of the merch and stuff that they sell online is absolutely outstanding. Everything goes to charity. You can look them up on Twitter at Mind Body Soul, and get online on the internet or on the web, mindbodysoul.uk. Get on there, have a look, get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, few bits and pieces. They're 100% non-profit charity. Everything goes out to people that need, and they do some really fantastic work. So please look them up, get online and get yourself a treat, and help the guys out. And it does genuinely help other people. Thanks for their continued support with the channel. Much appreciated.
Just before we move on, we just wanted to say there's a big thanks to MBS. And what we did was, on behalf of Lord, I had a few football cards left by from when I used to be a grassroots coach, and I donated them to Adam at MBS. And they put the first one out yesterday, expected to take days to sell. It was sold within, I think it was 2 to 3 hours, Adam told me yesterday. And they offered some original Adidas originals as a part of the prize. And thankfully, because of that one football card, we've been able to help MBS raise £300 for the charity just off that one football card yesterday.
That's amazing. Well done, Richy.
That's off all the lads that loaded as a thank you, but we've got a few more lined up for them. So I've got a few here, so that they've said when they want them to, they're going to give us a shout, and we've a little bit more money for them.
Brilliant.
Nice, Rich. Cool. Lads, I think we'll actually, Martin, cause the Outcharms connection is still working, lads. I can see in the green room there. I thought I had dropped there. But
how many have we got?
I'm seeing 3 of the lads. They're looking a bit nervous, so they're looking a bit nervous.
They'll be grand.
I know. They'll be grand.
Chelsea took the lead, by the way, lads.
They have. Nice one.
Chelsea took the lead against Porto.
Martin, anything else you wanted to mention?
Didier Drogba with the goal, was it?
Mason Mount.
Anything else I want to mention? I suppose there is a couple of things while we're on the sponsors. And before we get to the new news about sponsors, Daz, because I know you do have that there for me.
Yes.
I do want to just give, I know we spoke about Mind, Body and Soul and mental health and everything else. And if you haven't watched the mental health show that we did, myself and Richy, on Loaded HQ there earlier in the week, go on to YouTube, hook up the channel, go and have a look, please. Seriously, it'll take an hour of your time. Go on and have a look. We talk about all things mental health, in particular men's mental health. Some absolutely horrendous statistics on it, including the likes of, I think in the stats around Richy, women's suicide has gone up somewhere like 93% in the last 5-6 years. Horrendous statistics. But what I wanted to link in very, very quickly, and I know we do kind of this football show and a bit of music, but I wanted to give a shout out to all the Yeovil fans, and in particular, Lee Collins, the Yeovil captain. I would like to say an absolute, our thoughts are with you from Loaded HQ to Lee's family. 32 years old, the captain of Yeovil Town, unfortunately missed training earlier in the week, and was found in a hotel, and unfortunately has passed away. Mental health, suicide prevention, all these kind of things, they're not a stigmatized subject. People need to talk about them. People are affected in many, many different ways. So I just wanted to say to the Yeovil fans, to the football community, from us at Loaded HQ and Loaded Football Weekly, we just wanted to say a massive, our thoughts are with Yeovil fans, and in particular Lee Collins' family. Our hearts and our thoughts are with you. shocking age, and mental health is not a joke, and a massive, massive loss, not only to his family but in the football community. So very sad to hear about Lee Collins.
Thanks, Martin.
That was that. On sponsor news, sorry, go on, Daz. Did you want to say something else?
No. I think you could have 2 bits of information here.
Okay. Would you throw the first one up, and I will, because I probably can't remember what we're talking about now.
Surprise.
Yes, Away Day Radio. Obviously, we joined up with Away Day Radio there a couple of weeks back. Dean and the guys in Away Day Radio approached us and said, "Look, we'd love to put the show out on radio." We go out currently 1 till 3 on a Saturday. It's a rerun. We are still working on trying to get a live version of this show going out same time as we do this. I have been practicing very much on not swearing as much, and me, Daz, and Richie and Chris have very much been practicing on trying to be more descriptive and get pictures up, because we're not radio sensual. Or I think, is that the right word? I'm not sure if that's the right word. That could be a completely different radio show. But when we've had a few talks with Dean and the crew there with regards to working with them, they've actually come back to us in the last week and have signed us up as a full partner. So the guys, the team at Away Day Radio, now not only do they look after us and put us on radio, but they are now sponsoring us and are funding the stream. So they're paying for us to come online, run our YouTube, and put a little bit of money into the pot so that we can do a few things. So a massive thank you to Dean and the guys at Away Day Radio. Listen to us on Saturday 1 till 3. You can get them on the internet, www.awaydayradio.co.uk, and you can listen to us three on this week's show talking very non-descriptively about things we put up online. But yeah, so cheers, massive thanks to Dean and the guys. Yeah,
cheers, man.
Thanks.
And the breaking news.
And the breaking news is, we've been working hard this week.
Other news.
Other news. So obviously we do look out and we try and bring people on board. I've been doing a little bit of this week. We've actually got 2 or 3 different things coming out in the next while. Is Daz frozen again? He's gone again.
Yeah.
He's gone again. Look at him. I'm going to carry on anyway and hope he comes back.
There he is.
He's there.
Yeah.
So
I'm back.
I know. Daz, he put a prelim up there. So done a little bit of work this week. Obviously, news of the show is starting to get out. We're getting a lot of traction. We do really need... Now, one of the interesting things, folks, and I know Daz may have forgotten this, we are getting a good few people watching us. Now, here's the thing. Loads of people are watching us, but only 42% of you have subscribed. Only 42%. There's another 50-odd% that are watching these shows that haven't yet subscribed. So come on, guys, pony up. Thanks for watching. Get onto the channel, like, comment, but please, please, please subscribe. We really are trying to do a good job here. So if you can go on and subscribe. We are making good traction. And as we said, we do have a new sponsor, another sponsor. So we are proud to announce that we are going to go into sponsorship with Retro Souls UK. Retro Souls are an independent retailer of Adidas Originals, trainers new and pre-owned. All their trainers for sale are 100% authentic, and there are prices to suit all budgets. In fairness, I will give an absolutely massive shout out to Lee. He runs this entirely off the back of Twitter, looks after the entire piece himself. He's worked immensely hard to get this off the ground. And we are, as a team, absolutely delighted to have Lee on board. And we hope that you will not only support us, but you will get on to @RetroSouls UK. Have a look at some of the stuff that Lee is doing. And if you are into your casuals, if you're into your 3 stripes, like us, get online, get yourself onto Twitter, reach out to Lee and get yourself a decent bargain on a pair of canny runners. They're just canny shoes. Exactly. Apart from Chris Hall, who at the moment cannot get his foot into a pair of runners because he's got a minor foot injury. However, so thanks to Lee. Great to have Retro Souls on board. So thanks very much, lads.
Thanks, Lee.
Absolutely
Thanks, Lee.
brilliant.
Thanks,
Before we
Retro
move
Souls.
on, we've got another goal gone in.
It's all
Bayern
gone,
have pulled one back, and it's Stoke City's ex-player Choupo-Moting scoring against his old club PSG.
Wow.
Ooh,
There
interesting.
you go.
With all this connection to Adidas is surely going to be our next sponsor, Martin.
I tell you what, if at any point we get twigged or pulled for all these anonymous shout outs, then I'm not here. Chris Hall can go to court with them. He'd be a shoe-in. Hey. I tell you, man, we're here all night.
Yeah.
All right, moving along, Daz. Come on.
Can we edit these out? Okay, yeah, I think we've kept the Outcharms waiting long enough. I think it's time for. Are you ready, Martin?
I'm ready, Daz. Come on. Loaded tune.
And here are the Outcharms. Welcome, lads. Thanks for waiting patiently.
Evening, boys. How are you?
Good, yeah, not bad. Colder than it was last week, but yeah, good.
Yeah, we've a bit of that over in Ireland. We've not too much now. It's a little bit warmer today. I don't know where Daz is living the other side. I'm near Dublin. He's over the far side.
The west.
It's always cold where Richy is. He's in Newcastle, so even in the summer it's cold. So it doesn't really make any odds. But listen, boys, fair play. Welcome to Loaded Football. Delighted to have you on. For those who again have been watching between Twitter and everything else, I kind of reached out to you guys fairly early on. Love the tunes, asked you guys to come on, do a bit of promotion, and delighted that you said yes. So for people that don't know you, I suppose, where can they find you? Where can they look at your music? Where can they find out more about you guys and the band?
Yeah, social media really, and we've got a couple of tunes on Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, all the places that anyone finds out at these days. If you're from around like near where we are, come to a gig eventually. But that's what you used to say, but we can't say that no more.
No. So how's that all affecting you? Obviously, we've had we bring a band on every week or an artist. So where were you guys at? Obviously, pre kind of the COVID piece. What were you at? Where were you gigging and stuff like that? And then how's that all moved on now? How are you getting stuff out there? And obviously, the three of you together tonight. And I can see you watching the football because I can see
so
the
I'm watching the game
in the back of the mirror. Yeah, the score's the wrong fucking way around now, so I can't see the score. What are you watching?
Bayern PSG.
Bayern PSG. All right. So you lads are now in charge of telling us if there's a goal or not. So
we'll update you.
No pressure, no pressure, lads. So how was it before COVID? What were you at, and kind of how are things now for you?
It were arguably like the start of our biggest year as a band since we formed in like 2015. We were on a tour with the Ratons. They kindly invited us on their tour with them. So the first time in like 5 years of being in the band that we started getting around the country and gigging in different places. We've just done a headline at the Leadmill that we sold out in Sheffield, which is near where we're from. So everything we're taking off and just going up and up and up, and then all just come to like a massive halt, which was hard to take for quite a long time, but everyone else is in the same boat. We sort of pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and deal with it the best way that you can. And we just got back into the studio, managed to get back practicing and writing, and probably been the most creative time for us since we formed. Easy.
Yeah, I think we've had a few bands on, and I think kind of everybody's kind of saying the same thing, which is nobody's been able to get out and gig, so nobody's been able to kind of have one-upsmanship on somebody else. There's been nothing going on, deal wise, and people trying to get tunes and stuff out. A lot of people, obviously, we had Apollo Junction on last week, and they were saying, the big thing that is similar to what you're saying is the big thing for them is it's been able to open up the creative session. Not all of them have been able to get back together because of COVID, but they've been able to get online. They've been able to knock a few songs out and everything else. So have you guys had the same kind of thing? You've been able to kind of hit the creative piece and get a few more tunes and that knocked out?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It sort of slowed everything down, which at first, we didn't really like. We're sort of used to moving at a pace. We've never really had the choice, but it's been nice to just, have a bit of a breather. And like you were saying, everyone's been in the same boat. At first, it was a level playing field. Sort of towards the end, you can see the bigger bands who've got more resources, creeping through with like bigger live streams. They've got more at their disposal. So it's sort of like beginning to get back to the normal peaks and troughs of the music industry nowadays. But yeah, definitely in terms of like creating stuff, you've got no choice but to write, because if you don't write, then there's nothing else to do. So you're sort of forced in a way. But I think it's brought the best art in all of us, really, creatively, and it's been quite a good time, yeah.
And are you with a label? Are you guys signed by anyone? Signed, unsigned, or what's the deal with the Outcharms?
Just completely unsigned, but if anyone from like Sony or Out is watching.
Yeah, well, we'll push that. I mean, I've been listening to your tunes for a while, and obviously I do a lot of the work. Richie's kind of doing a bit now where we're looking at the bands. I spend a lot of my Sundays kind of listening to tunes. People are tweeting me and going, hey, check these out. And you guys were one of the first that kind of sprung to attention. People were kind of sending me and going, you need to check out the Outcharms. And kind of when I got to it, I was like, fucking hell, like these are decent. Like, but so for me, for you guys to kind of say we're not signed,
it's crazy.
For me, it just beggars belief, because like you guys are awesome. So I don't get how there's not somebody out there that's picking you boys up and going, we're going to put you on a label, we're going to do this, we're going to promote you, we're going to push you through. So that to me is absolute madness, lads. But look, what we'll do is we will keep pushing the Outcharms. We will keep tweeting out, throwing out the tunes whenever you guys are getting them out there, and we will kind of push you guys as much as we can. And if you're out there and you are a record label and you're in the UK or anywhere else, and you are looking for a class band with some absolutely top tunes, get in touch with us. We'll put you in touch with the Outcharms and get these boys signed up, because that is an absolute travesty that these lads are not signed up. And I think on that point, Daz, let's get a bit of music up, and let's let the viewers and people out there listen to what these guys are knocking out.
Okay, I think we'll go with Who's Making You Smile. Is that okay with everyone? Let's go with that one. Here we go.
Right.
Proceeds to, and as it flickers, yeah, she'll dance and make it seem like some sort of clue. The closer it gets, the further it slips. A rose with a thorn, a writer with a kiss. A doubt so unfounded, it makes him sick. To the back of his mind, up the bar for the drink. On the outside looking, when are you gonna let me in? Yeah, my heart's on my sleeve, and you mix yours with your gin. And I try not losing sleep. Mine to out for mine to keep. And I wonder all the while, who's making you smile? You're like a puzzle in the daily paper. I think the printer's made a mistake, because just when I think I've cracked it, I couldn't be further away. I try getting a second opinion, but they all tell me it's all part of the fun. I bet you giggle as they attempt. I bet so many thought they'd won. On the outside looking, when are you gonna let me in? Yeah, my heart's on my sleeve, and you mix yours with your gin. And I try not losing sleep. Mine to out for mine to keep. And I wonder all the while, who's making you?
Excellent, lads.
Brilliant.
Great tune.
Now,
Quality.
here's my first question. Obviously, that was a bit of a roll back the years video. So, how old were you lads when you got going? Is my first question.
I have a follow up to that.
14. No, when we started the band, not when we were born. That's our question. No, I think we were only 14. 2014, so yeah, 13, 14.
And how? I know we have got some questions, so I won't jump into all the questions, Daz. We've actually, it's kind of exploded a bit. We've got a good few questions for you. So I think what I'll do, I'll stop yapping because I know we do want to talk football. We are going to talk teams. And then you've got the quiz. Now, normally Chris would hold the quiz, but he's managed to knock his toe or do something stupid tonight. So Richie's going to do the quiz. So Daz, is Daz frozen?
I'm back again. I'm back.
He's back again.
I was.
Do we want to throw up some questions for the lads, and then we'll head towards the quiz and stuff?
Sorry, I missed whatever you were saying there. Yeah, well, I just had a follow-up question there. Was were you asked for ID when you were having your Lucasades in the start of that video? That's my question.
I think that was in. Where was it in? Prague. That was in Prague. And in Prague,
no ID necessary.
The ID policy is just a man with a very big gun stood at the door. Yeah,
that's fair enough. So how did you? I know that it's probably in amongst one of the questions, but last one for me. How did you get together? Was it through you knew each other prior, or how did you get the band together?
We all went to secondary school. It's quite a small village where nothing really, ex-pit village, nothing really happened. And I heard about Ross. Ross played a guitar, and that to me was, monumental. I didn't know anyone who played an instrument, so I just sort of got talking to him, and then there was a little lineup change, and the drummer Shay, who's not here, and Matty, they learned to play drums and bass because they were our mates just to fulfil the roles, really. And that's it. There's been nothing changed since then. We're just onwards and upwards.
Happy days. Daz, we got some questions there from a few viewers.
You might be followed on from what you asked earlier, Martin, from Tom. Was it hard getting the band together?
Not really. It seemed easy. They were the only three people I knew who were really interested in music. Everyone else hated the fact that we were in a band at school, early on. Did you get gypped for it? Did you? We just got terrible. People used to call us tweenies and a lot, man. We used to get paid all the time, honestly. That might have been something to do with Matty's haircut, but
yeah. And they won't be laughing when we get you signed, lads. They won't be laughing at all. So last laugh will be on them.
A question from Judy. What's your dream gig location?
We get asked this one a lot. Glastonbury's one that comes up quite common. That's just, he's made it if you play Glastonbury. Even if you play on a small stage, just the fact to get asked to arguably the biggest and most famous music festival in the world. I mean, once you've done that, that's it. No one can say otherwise about you. So yeah.
No, that's exactly it. Now, obviously, you may have seen, if you've been following our tweets, and you may or may not have been, I made a comment a few weeks back in a very joking kind of manner, and I went, you know what? COVID's been shit. Like all these unsigned bands, we should put a gig on in the UK. and my Twitter went mental, right? And it's kind of gone now with Away Day Radios and everybody else that supports us. They've kind of gone, do you know what? Why don't we do something? And then it kind of turned out, and now it's kind of become this whole thing like loaded stock and all this other stuff. Yeah. So I suppose one of the other questions for me is, if we can get a gig going next year, lads, in the summer, would the Outcharms play for us?
We're there. We're already there.
There you go. Easy done. Easy done. We are going to try and make it happen. Much to my wife's dismay. It would be amazing.
Imagine if all the bands wore their football kits while performing as well.
That'd be great.
That would be class.
And we could raise some money for charities and mental health and stuff like that. That would be an amazing thing if we could do that. We will work that. Do you know what's holding us back? We're actually, and I know this sounds crazy, we're looking for a venue. So, if you're out there next year, we probably won't get a chance because me and Daz haven't had a COVID jab yet. So we're not even allowed out. He's not allowed near mine. I'm not allowed near him. But if you've got a venue in the UK and you fancy giving us a big field and a stage, we're like Kevin Costner. You build it, we will fill it. We'll do something. We get all these bands on and
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Yeah, we'll make a weekend of it. Right, whatever. Any more questions there, Daz?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Paul here. definite Arctic Monkeys vibe off you guys. That's the when I maybe you said this already when I was frozen, but definite Arctic Monkeys vibe. That's really it for the questions. Kino is coming. She's coming to load stock.
Load stock, yeah, that's it. Tell you, we're gonna get that trend and hashtag load stock.
Yeah, who are your actual like bands that you look up to?
There was one question there.
Oh, there you go, kiddos, same wavelength.
Yeah, it's like a wide question that we probably said the key ones: Stone Roses, Smiths, Arctic Monkeys, the Twang are a big favourite of ours, quite an underrated band. Oasis, obviously, the Lars are a massive influence in that. Just like really like 80s, 90s. I mean, there's a lot of current bands that we like, but we just like music in general. We don't really. There's a lot of stuff sort of that doesn't really sound like us that we're sort of big fans of. So we're just fans of music in general.
So how would you describe your music? How would you describe your sound?
It's like the best bits of everything we've managed to rip off without getting caught out of ripping off.
See, now to me, that's
we can relate to that.
Right? That there in itself is a fucking t-shirt slogan. We every time somebody comes on, we keep getting these cool ideas for t-shirt slogans, and every week there's a different one comes on that's better. Now it would need to be a very big t-shirt, but that's a great slogan as well in itself. Right, Daz, what else have we got? We're going to move. Will we give these guys a shot at the quiz, or what are we going to do?
I think we will.
Another song first. All about
another song, Richie. Would you like another song?
Another
song. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, lucky enough, I put 4 songs in the system, so I think we'll go with "To Be Young and in Love." How about that, lads? Let's go for it.
Did you find what you were looking for? Did you cry till your eyes are red, or all you knew the score before? It's not like you do sure. This is not the first time it's crossed your mind. The lights say you change, you stall for time. It's on my side, and I hope that she is too. Where I'm from, things are what they are. Now whatever will be. Well, did you ask her? You should have. Well, did you ask him? I would have. Opportunity not steady runs. You think your look won't change, but you could just come up drunk. Did you ask her? How could I? Well, did you ask him? How should I? Like an elbow from the passenger side. The Mona Lisa attempts to hide a mouth wide in envy. Short of breath, long may it last. In the rain, the sunglasses stay in place. Forever don't phase and never amaze. Not a child of sweethearts, or so much more than a coming of age. Where I'm from, things are what they are. Yeah, whatever will be, you know. Okay, sir, well, did you find out? I hope so. Well, did you find out? So please no. An opportunity not steady runs. You think your look won't change, we could just come on drunk. Did he find out? It's a secret. Well, did she find out? I'll leave it. And will it always be like this? And if it isn't, what will we do? Oh, to be young and in love. To be young and in love with you. It makes my stomach somersault at the notion that you could leave. Oh, to be young and in love is to be equal is now.
There you go.
Another good one, lads.
Another great
Well
tune.
done. I have to say, I did love Judy's comment there. Never leave a pint unattended.
The funny thing
Classic.
about that is when we shot the artwork, like we always struggle with artwork. We always argue about someone wants something, someone wants something else. I had the idea to do that, but that was my pint. The flowers are plastic, and I were really hungover. We'd been out the day before. I'm a Liverpool fan. Liverpool played Everton, so I was hungover, and I needed that pint. And I just took the plastic flowers out once I took the photo and just drank it. I thought, I'm not wasting it.
You know, that's rock and roll. Last week we had a Palace Junction, and all they talked about was Scrabble. Scrabble. This at least we've got a bit of rock and roll tonight. Lovely. So we talk a bit of football, lads. Richy,
Yeah,
you want to
let's
talk
talk
about
football.
Start us off, Richy.
Yeah, so I will believe that you're a Liverpool, Doncaster, and Scunthorpe fans. Is that right, lads?
That's correct. Yeah, fortunately, yes.
Who support who?
Ross is a Scunthorpe United fan. I'm a Liverpool fan, and Matty's a Doncaster Rovers fan. As you can see by all his memorabilia. Yeah.
Cool. So, how would you sum up your seasons this year then?
Let's not talk Liverpool after last night.
Yeah.
It's one of them. We're not going down or going up, so there's not really much to play for. So it's just sort of petering out, which is a shame. But it's better than being in a relegation scrap.
You don't need to tell us about that, lads. We're all Newcastle fans, so you don't need to tell us.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna hopefully stay up and the Saudis riding in on a big white horse and sort this takeover out. But actually, look, we can keep on dreaming. If not, we might be having derbies in the Championship with Sunderland next season. We'll see. But Donny, then obviously Doncaster Rovers, a good link there to James Coppinger, obviously an ex-Newcastle lad, 10th in the league. So
10th, yeah.
What's happening with Donny?
Manager left, then just gone downhill really. Darren Moore went to Chef Wednesday. Player took over. Not really done a lot since.
It seems a bit of a weird one to leave from Doncaster, who are doing quite well in the Championship, to go and take on the bottom team in the same league. It seems to be a bit of a step down this season.
We're league below.
You league below, yeah. Oh well.
We're league below.
To be fair, I think he's going to be in the same league as you next year anyway, though, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. Look, no one can work out why he's took the step. It's ridiculous.
I mean, but he was doing all right at Doncaster, wasn't he? So it is.
If we'd have won our games in hand, we'd have gone top of the league by 3 points, I think.
I don't get that. I don't get that move at all. But that's crazy. But anyway, look, what can you do?
Is there one of you guys a Scunthorpe fan as well? Well, sorry.
Yeah, that's me.
I have the table here as well. Yeah. Do you think you'll be safe, lads? Scunthorpe?
Yeah, I think we've got enough points on the board, so it's just sort of even on the season. I think we're safe, but we've got nothing to play for.
Couple of games in hand there as well on those.
Grimsby in the South End look as though they're down, don't they?
Yeah, I think Grimsby will struggle.
It's probably between that next four, between Mansfield, Walsall, Barrow and Colchester.
Yeah.
So probably Barrow and Colchester looking at that. I mean, Barrow haven't even got a badge. If you haven't got a badge, then what can you do? Can't play football without a badge, lads. What's that about? Exactly.
So how did you end up supporting 3 different teams then? So,
yeah, I mean, we're all in different. I mean, a couple of over the years when Donny and Scunny have played, it's got a little bit tense because I usually just go to the Donny side and go and sit in the Rovers end and watch that. But yeah, we don't really fall out about it. Not that much.
I think it was just the classic case of our dad supporting Scunthorpe and Liverpool. It was just sort of following up what our dad support.
Yeah, I kind of booked the trend. My dad's a Geordie, but he's a Man United fan, and I was like, not having that. Living in Newcastle, I'm going black and white, and I'm not sure if I'm regretting it now. It's been 14 seasons of pain with Mike Ashley, but anyway, that's a whole different story for a whole different show.
And of course,
will we go quiz, lads?
Just one last point, Martin. Of course, the great right winger Kevin Keegan hails from Scunthorpe and was born in Doncaster. Yeah, so and of course he's a legend in Newcastle, and Liverpool, and Hamburg, and everywhere really.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, you didn't get my right winger tip off there. Good.
No.
We had a bit of debate about that. Let's go to the quiz, lads. I think you ready, Richie?
I am. Yes.
Am I ready? And remember, there's a number on this poster now, so you make sure to get that in.
Loaded quiz 2.
Nice.
Let's hope it's better than Home Alone 2.
And whatever happens today, lads, and look, we've gone blue. We've got a blue screen for our table for Loaded Quiz 2. Whatever happens, you're going to be top of the leaderboard, lads. And just anyone who missed last week's show, what happened to you? But yeah, this is how it finished up. It was a tie, pretty much. Alphabetical order meant Apollo got the top spot, but again, between Apollo Junction and Deco claimed first prize. Let's say a prize. There was no prize.
Do we still need to sort something out? Do we need to buy some kind of like really shit medal or something and send them something?
Well, you did say you were going to send something to Max because of Ben had the Bielsa letter, didn't you?
I did say I would send something to Matt. Yeah, we will sort something out. The lads from Apollo Junction are watching. I will.
Yeah, we can give it to them at Loadstock.
We could give them. Yeah, exactly. We'll keep it for a year and we'll do it in a big field next year. Yeah, exactly. That's a win-win.
So that could be you as well, lads. If you top the leaderboard. So over to you, Chris. Richie. Over to you, Richie.
Oh, dear me. You know what? Yeah. Get me name right for Christ's sake. And he's at home resting. He's told everything. But
Chris Topher, yeah.
So, lads, what we'll do is we'll start with the general knowledge round. There's 13 questions which are worth up to 16 points. Okay? After we've done that, there's a little twist which we'll explain when we get there. Okay, dokie. So, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
We've literally got
okay.
I think these lads are going to do well. I'm just going out there now. I think the Outcharms will do well. There you go. I'm back.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, don't
guarantee to top the leaderboard.
No pressure.
So, question 1. Which band released the album Urban Hymns in September 1997?
That would be The Verve.
Question 2. Which team won Super Bowl 55 this year?
Silly boys rugby, innit?
I agree.
Are we giving them a multiple choice, Richie? Can we give them a couple of choices?
Can I give them a choice? Okay.
Give them 2 choices.
Give them 2 choices. Okay. There's the Kansas City Chiefs or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Now Tom Brady.
Question 3. Who are Patrick, George, David, and Andrew?
George, David, and Andrew. People. Like members of the Conservative Party.
That's very possible. That's a good answer.
I'll read the names out again. Who are Patrick, George, David, and Andrew?
I can't think of anything now.
They're obviously a band.
I'm getting shouts. What's that? Yeah, someone in the other room shouting. I can't do that. It's cheating.
Well, it's like ask a friend. We'll let you away with it if you can get an answer.
Then. Go on.
Go on, shout again. Phone a friend. He's coming through. Who? Saints.
Question 4.
I think the other thing when you do phone a friend, that's just your hand. That's not going to work. So you will need to use a mobile.
Right, question 4. Which is the largest city by area in the world?
You're a big geography. Yeah. Man, in Tokyo or New York, I think. Yeah, go Tokyo. Yeah, with Tokyo.
Right. Who is Liverpool's all-time record goal scorer?
I'm going Ian Rush, yeah.
Question 6. Which ex-Scunthorpe player also became an England international cricketer?
Ian Botham.
Whoa, look, rapid answer there, rapid.
Now, this question's worth 2 points. Which teams in the Premier League have the highest and lowest capacity stadiums?
Old Trafford highest. Lowest is Fulham, do you reckon?
Craven Cottage.
Yeah, should we go with that?
Yeah, Craven Cottage lowest, Old Trafford highest.
Okay. Question 8. This is also worth 2 points. What are the 3 primary colours?
Red, yellow, blue.
Telling you, these lads are on fire.
Question 9. Who, on March the 6th, 2021, made Doncaster Rovers history by making 600 appearances for the club?
James Coffey.
Now, we should know this because it's been discussed in chat quite a bit.
Yeah, James Coffey.
Question 10. Which band had a #1 single with Design for Life?
Manic Street Preachers.
Okay, now this question's possibly worth 2 points. Point 1. How many planets in our solar system have rings?
One, I think it's Saturn.
Saturn, yeah. One.
We'll go one.
One, Saturn.
Okay. And the second part of the question, which is going to tell you that you got the first point wrong, is can you name 2 of them?
That's evil, Richie.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
Chris is way better at this.
Name one, Saturn.
Right. Question 12. Who won last season's Premier League Golden Boot?
What's between Salah, Obama, and Kane, I think. I reckon. Obama.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back and think of that.
Aubameyang's the final answer? Yeah.
That's got that.
Final question. Question 13. What chocolate bar used the slogan "Work, Rest and Play"?
Yorkie, I think.
Was it Yorkie? That was something to do with only for men, yeah.
No, that one had a very sexist slogan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not get into trouble with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What was it? Could you repeat it again for us?
Yes, the slogan was "Work, Rest and Play."
I can sort of see the advert for it.
Yeah, same.
There is a link to your questions here, Richie, if I'm not incorrect.
Possibly.
Yeah, there is.
There is,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Mars. That's a clue there. Cheers, that one.
No, don't worry, lads. When you make it famous, just remember me, will you?
Right, so that is the part 1 of the quiz done, and you have scored 13 out of 16 points. So well done, lad. That's a really, really good effort.
13 out of 16.
That's a great start. That's a great start.
What I'll do is I'll tell you the answers to the questions you got wrong. You only got 2 questions wrong, but however, one of them was the 2-parter. It was 4 planets have rings, and the 4 planets that have rings are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And the last one you got wrong was who won last season's Premier League Golden Boot. It was Jamie Vardy.
Oh, yeah, what won it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's easy to say that now, isn't it? Yeah, but...
So this is the twist. Now, normally from the loaded quiz 1, we would offer you a bonus question worth 2 points. However, we've twisted it up a little bit this time round. So you have 2 different choices. You can take the bonus question worth 2 points, or you can take on Challenged Loaded. Now, Challenge Loaded works where we have asked you to set us a question. You can either ask all of us or one of us. That's completely your choice. Now, if we get the answer wrong, you get 4 points and an extra song played. However, if we get the answer right, there is absolutely zilch, please, and you'll end up with 13 points. So, would you like to challenge Loaded?
There's no the answer to the question we've got.
You know what? No, I don't think we want to. Unless we've been really horrible and change it now. We're not going to do that. We'll stick with us guns.
Yeah, we'll ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to ask all of us or one of us?
We're going to ask you, Richie.
Quality. Well done, lads. Because he is
the tables have turned.
He's
Go on,
thick.
Right, Ross.
Right, our question is, in what year was our first single, Right Crowd, released?
You said you formed in... I'm going to say 2014.
It's incorrect.
It's incorrect.
2017.
I knew that.
I
knew that.
Well, you know, I'm confident about it. He challenged me, didn't he? Oh, well, I
know,
knew
exactly.
about it. Gotta live and fall by the sword, don't? That's what we say. So, well done, lad.
That was good. Well done, boys.
Well done, lad. You get four bonus points. So you've got 17 points out of 20. And you also get your next song played. So, Daz, do you want to set it away?
I set it away. I will. And
We've got 2 songs, have we?
I've got 2 songs left. Yeah, I'll have
Right,
one for the end.
let's tell the lads what 2 songs we've got, and let's let them choose what gets played next.
Grant, because this song is we've got 13 and we've got Lazy.
That's a very difficult choice, but I think we'll pick Lazy because that
Lazy.
was the first.
A bit like Richie's answer.
Yeah.
I thought they had creative genius. It's 2014. I talked about the right songs at that age. So there you go.
Here is Lazy.
Wake up alone and wonder, are you a shadow stealing thunder? A bronze medal but no silver spoon, but that can change.
Another one, another banger, lads.
Absolutely. Now that's a good question there. Carl has asked, where did the band name the Outcharms come from, lads?
We'd always like to tell like a proper interesting story when it comes to this. This is brilliant, but we were at a proper loose end, and there were ideas getting thrown about like just calling us Ross McCurkshire, which is just all our names banded together, which is incredibly lazy. So we put all our initials into the end generator, and it was the Outcharms. Lazy, but is what it is.
No, there you go. So Carl knows now. I was going to say something else there, and it's completely left me head as to what I was going to say, what I was going to ask. So, all right, Daz, what's next, Daz? What do we got?
What is next is, I think we'll go to, and lads, would you like to stick around for our next section? If you don't have to run off, you can stick around and play along with us. Our section is called, can you stay first? Yeah, cool. Nice one.
Well, we've got about another half an hour of the show to go, so you're more than welcome to hang around. But I think just Daz, before you do start, can we get the Outcharms to give us a score update, please?
Bayern Munich 2, PSG 2, Muller score, which we were just actually on about how old he is. And now we're still running the show. Same as Tony Kroos and Modric last night running the show.
Yeah.
So experience always outweighs anything else.
Luka Modric is one of the players. I went to a Newcastle Spurs game when he played for Spurs, and I was very close to the pitch, and I was able to see Luka Modric at close hand, and just some of his movement as a player. If you haven't seen him live, was just outstanding when he was playing for Spurs, and he's still as good playing for Madrid. But Muller is a great choice. He was one of our loaded 11s there a few weeks back. I did think about putting Muller in and said he was good. And
3 or 4 times.
I changed it to Iniesta because Daz laughed at me. But anyway, there you go.
No.
Right. So the boys are going to stick around, so that's great.
That's great. That's cool. Luka Modric, it wasn't Coronation Street and Gail Platt you were watching, no?
No.
Okay, great.
Although I have a lot of time for Gail Platt. She's been very good at her job for a lot of years. So long may she reign and live and whatever else.
Are you ready, Richie? Are you ready?
Yeah. Loaded 11.
Oh, here we go.
No, let me get rid of that, and let me get rid of the comment as well.
Do I take a bow now? Then or what?
I think you have this in the bag, Richie. But sorry, for last week's
I was
results,
on last week.
Yeah, last week's results. Yeah, first, of course. Yep, Maradona, Pele was robbed.
I tell you what, though, I was a good second guess with Iniesta, though.
Yeah, I think I regret putting him in now in the attacking or attaching, as I had put down.
Yeah.
When you notice that now. Attacking central midfielder. So congratulations, Richie, and congratulations, Diego Maradona. So there he sits.
Can I just say that was actually, I got third choice last week as well. I still can't believe I got Maradona.
Yeah, right. It didn't. Yeah, Chris went for
Gerrard.
It wasn't. Do you know what? There's just too much English pain for me. There's not a hope I was sticking Maradona as my choice in. I'm sorry, but just not happening, lads. Ever.
Nah, the ability's got to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that's what it looks like now. And it's shaping up
Great
nicely.
Team.
It is. Yeah. So now we get to the really, really interesting bit: the strikers. So this is our first week of strikers. So yeah, we've gone with some selections today. We've also kept our powder dry, I think, for next week. So because we think we have the winner already, but we're going to play it through it. So
There's a goal, is there? Hang on. Hang on. We've an Outcharms alert. Have we got a score update, lads?
Score update. Absolutely brilliant goal there from Mbappe. 3-2 PSG.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Do we celebrate a PSG goal? Maybe not.
Mbappe is quality. Yeah. Exactly
right.
Right, who's first?
In the Keepmoat Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you mean, Chris? There's been a sending off.
Yeah.
Right. What have we got? Whose player have we got first?
Yeah, we've got Chris's player first. So I'll fill in for Chris. Chris's selection was, and Chris had what he had third pick, was it?
No,
second pick. Second pick.
Second pick.
So he went with Alessandro Del Piero, and to quote Chris, he's boss. So that was Chris's comment.
He kind of sounded like him there for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll get me back for that, I'm sure. Yeah, so some stats that I don't have any notes on Del Piero. I remember I did like him playing. He was class for Juve and for Italy. And yeah, they had the old Del Piero locks going. I think I had the similar in college as well. But great player.
You can buy anything these days, Daz.
So yeah, anyone wanted to know anything about Alessandro Del Piero, go look it up on Wikipedia and catch an old video of him.
Move him on. He's not here. He doesn't get to talk about it. Move him on.
He's not going to win, and neither is my selection. But I'm going to go through it anyway. So my selection is, and I'll take away the little banner is Romario. Romario from back in the day. That's the little sticker picture from Italian Levante. So yes, we have. He did play for a number of different clubs. So yeah, actually, Romario, he is now a politician, believe it or not, in Brazil. And he also he claims, and I tend to agree with him here, that the 2018 World Cup was stolen from England, and where Russia got the rights. So yeah, I do agree with him on that one, Romario. But yeah, in football terms, he scored wherever he went. He played for Vasco da Gama. 141 scored 80, PSV 145 scored 129, Barca played 65, scored 39. He went to Flamengo, scored loads of goals wherever he went. Valencia for a short period of time, fell out with. He had a tendency to fall out with managers though, and played for Flamengo as well. Here he is with the World Cup. I have a quote, and let's see the link in. This is a quote from one Stephen Bruce, who played against him once. This is the depth of the we go to here. Against Man United in a Champions League two-legged game. Of all the things that happened during my career, the thing that sticks out the most is that night, because we got our backsides kicked big style. Stoichkov and Romario are still etched in my memory, especially Romario, who is arguably the best player I have ever faced. Now he never praised anyone ever again. Did our Steve Bruce? That was the last time you heard him praising anyone. So in relation to honors, yeah, he won titles wherever he's been as well. PSV, Barca, Flamengo, etc. He's won one World Cup and many individual awards, including a Golden Boot in 1994. So that's Romario, and he's also not going to win it. But I'll hand you over to Martin.
Mine's probably not going to win it either, but I think I've gone with a better shout. So I have gone with probably maybe I haven't kept my powder dry. Maybe I've gone off too soon, which I'm sure my wife would say. But I've shot my lot early. I've gone with Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
What a picture!
That's an absolute picture. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Swedish international, 118 appearances and 62 goals for Sweden. Scored some absolute worldies. Obviously, one versus England, which we won't really talk about, and then an absolute blinder on his debut for LA Galaxy. A few facts about Zlatan. Zlatan is the only player to score a goal in De Classica in Holland, the Derby della Maradona and the Derby d'Italia in Italy, El Clasico and the Derby Barcelona in Spain, the Classique in France, the Manchester Derby and the California Classic in the USA. He's the only player ever to score in the Champions League with 6 different teams, and he's the only player ever to play in the Champions League with 7 different teams. He is also the only player ever to score on his debut in the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, League One, and in the Champions League. He is, for 2 more facts, which are absolutely cracking, and hopefully wins me this, he's the only player only ever to have scored both 50 goals for both clubs in Milan, Inter and AC. And he is only one of 2 players to have scored a goal in every single minute of a football match. So he scored a goal from 1 to 90 minutes throughout his career. The only other player to match that, Ronaldo. Clubs, he started off in Malmo. He's gone to Ajax, Juve, Inter, Barca, Milan, PSG, Man United, LA Galaxy, and back to Milan. 832 club appearances, 502 goals, with 33 major titles hauled in during a career that he is still playing in. So for me, I think as per Zlatan's interview, he is the king. He is Zlatan. So that's my shout for striker.
Oh, Richie, do you want to talk about the winner?
Yeah, I did get first pick on the lucky wheel roulette this week. And going off what Dad had last week, I did have to put his little titles at the end as well, just to bring it about a bit more dramatic. But I went for, and I think everybody would agree with it, I know there's be a lot of viewers watching, I went for the legend that is Alan Shearer. CBE DL. Now, does anyone know what the DL stands for? No? He's actually
doesn't like Chris's Porto.
No, he's actually a deputy lieutenant. I actually found out doing the research for Northumberland. But anyway, Alan Shearer, he started off his career at Southampton before going to Blackburn, and then, of course, finishing off his career at his hometown club of Newcastle United. He had 63 England caps with 30 goals. He won the Premier League with Blackburn in 1994-95 season, but also won 2 consecutive Premier League Golden Boots while there as well. After Euro 96, where he helped England get to the semi-finals and also won the UEFA Euro Golden Boot, he moved for a then world record fee of £15 million to Newcastle United. He came home. He decided not to go and chase glory with Man United and wanted to play for his hometown club. And the days when we had all the crowds outside St James's Park, and he went out and there was thousands and thousands of fans just outside just to come and see him. I know I'll remember that day. I think Martin and Daz will as well. It was a phenomenal day. Now, he didn't go on to win anything at Newcastle, but he always says he would never, ever regret that. He won 3 Golden Boots individually, 2 PFA Players Player of the Year. He also won the Football Writers Award and the Premier League Player of the Year. He was named the domestic and overall and top goal scorer in the first 10 years of the Premier League. So he was overall player, domestic and international, but he also scored 204 goals in those 10 seasons, which is a phenomenal stat. He was also announced into the PFA Team of the Century, but his Premier League personal records don't stop there. He has scored the most Premier League goals in history with 260 and is 52 goals ahead of the nearest rival, which is Wayne Rooney with 208. He's also scored the most goals in a 42-game season where he scored 34 goals and was only just beaten by Mo Salah 2 years ago for the previous record when he had 31 in a 38-game season. He's also scored the most penalties, 56. Most Premier League goals scored inside the box. So he's your typical striker. He scored 227. And not all of them were like Gary Lineker's 6-yard tap-in, which Chris can probably testify tonight with his little toe injury. But he also has scored the joint most Premier League goals in a single game where he scored 5. You remember who that was against, lads?
5.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday, yeah.
8-1 win, September 99.
Yep. So Bobby Robson's first game in charge. And he was also took the shortest amount of games to score 100 Premier League goals, which was 124 games, which is a phenomenal stat again.
I think either the Outcharms are frozen or they're fed up listening to you talk about Shearer now.
When you don't have all these domestic and international honours, you've got to sell him up somehow, mate. And to be fair, we know how good he is.
And we do know how good he is, but he's still 300 goals away from Zlatan.
Doesn't matter.
And Zlatan's still playing.
Doesn't matter. You know that you would if Alan Shearer was available today, you would have him playing in your number 9 shirt.
I would have Shearer, absolutely. However, we're talking about some of the world's best strikers. Mm-hmm. So for me, I love Shearer, my captain, my club, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic, man, come on. All he's won differently.
Differently. Are you saying that you're disrespecting Shearer here? You want him to unfollow you now with these comments towards Zlatan?
He does follow me, but I'm just saying, in a league of strikers, Zlatan would have to be ahead for me. That's
oh, no way.
He's only saying that because he didn't pick Shearer, Daz. That's the only reason why.
Do you know what it is? If I'd have got the pick, lads, I probably wouldn't have picked it. I wouldn't have picked it. I would have gone with somebody else.
Okay,
it's an overall thing.
I think I'd be very surprised if Shearer doesn't get in knowing our fan base for voting on this. 75% of the vote.
In the boys from the Outcharms are still watching the game. Taking the score hasn't changed because none of them are jumping up and down, and there's no spillage of cans. Who, from a point of world's best strikers, who would you have in a top 11, lads?
We just stick in here.
We were just thinking then, listening to all very fairly put arguments, we would have probably not picked any of those choices. It's different eras of football. I mean, out of that 4, me and Fowler said that we'd pick Shearer, and he said Zlatan. I can sort of understand what you're saying, and like I said, he might not have the trophies and everything to back up, but Shearer's Shearer, you know what I mean? He's seen what he can do, and he's a club hero. Like I said, the things like him going back to Newcastle speak more than silverware to fans of the club. It's like Steven Gerrard never lifted the Premier League for us, but I'd take him over anyone. Like even in that poll, Pele, Maradona had to around and said Gerrard. They were like, even stupid.
Yeah. I'd have Gerrard before them as well. No, you're 100% right.
It's a pity you didn't get to meet Chris.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it is. I think the lads are right. I think it is generational. I think it is. Listen, I think everybody would put Shearer into a team, but and I've seen some comments there. Shearer scored a lot of goals in a shit team. Newcastle went through a spell. We had a fairly decent team. He scored goals. He had seasons out because of injury. But I just think, for me, when I look at strikers and I think of somebody that's kind of done it all, been everywhere, won everything, and scored everything from a 2-yard tap into an absolute, a 60-yard volley and stuff like that. That's my little friend. I think Zlatan is just, for the career he's had, the arrogance that he has and some of the clubs he's gone to, great clubs. But, he's just, I think his goal record and just, how he works is just a different
that to me with Shearer. If you look at he won the Premier League with Blackburn. Nobody would have thought he would have won it with Blackburn. And the support and cast he had around him. Yes, he had a fantastic partnership with Chris Sutton, and you had like Colin Henry, David Batty. But they're not onto the same sort of length as what Zlatan's played with. Zlatan has played with big teams in big countries with big supporters, supporting players around him. Look at Shearer. Yes, he had during the Entertainers' Day, we had some really, really good players, and we should have won that league that year when we blew the 12-point lead.
Yeah.
But some of the years afterwards, he didn't have the support and cast around him.
Listen, I don't disagree. I think they're all good. They're all good choices.
Blowing a league.
How many goals would he have scored if he hadn't been injured for so long?
You mentioned blowing a big lead there, Richie.
Yeah.
A reminder.
Yeah,
still all to play for, lads. 8 games to go. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, moving swiftly along. Interestingly, we did get a couple of comments, people coming in saying, "Where is Joe Linton and Amiobi in that list?"
The interesting one is though, who would the Outcharms choose to be in the all-time 11 striker of their own? Not one of our choices, your choices.
Yeah, R9. R9, yeah. Fat Ronaldo. He's obviously got.
Yeah. I think he might make an appearance next week.
I would have said, Ronaldo could make an appearance. I would have said Messi was a striker, but some other people on this podcast feel that he's not. He's a right winger. But anyway, Daz likes to make shit up. Anyway, moving swiftly along.
I do think
that was Chris.
I think next week's striker selection is going to be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm going with Billy Whitehurst. So there you go.
Okay, yeah, let's move on. There was a question for you, Richie, as well from Julie that I waited until we finished our conversation. It was related to your cat. What's the name of your cat?
Well, it's black and white, so it is.
It's got to be called Shearer.
No. It's called Nolan.
Oh, very good.
We got
after the sisters, yeah. Obviously a female cat.
Yeah,
okay.
Daz, what's next?
On that note, we move on. We move on. I think we'll talk about what's coming next. So, Richie, talk us through.
So, next week on the show, we've got our normal sections: loaded headlines, loaded leaderboard, loaded tune with next week's special guests, The Void, from what will be a derby special, as they are from Sunderland.
Can I just ask? Can I just ask?
Yep.
Who invited Mackems on?
Me.
You.
Me. Yeah.
If this goes horribly wrong next week and it gets out of hand and there's a bit of digging going on, you know it's all your fault if the viewing numbers go down, right?
Yeah, but it'll make good radio as well, mate.
It will make good radio, yeah.
And
I have to say,
the Outcharms will testify. We're all about good music, and that's why we get the band on, because
I do have to say, you did put it up in the DMs and went, they're from Sunderland, and I went, I'm not fucking having that. and then I did listen to the music, and I have to say, no disrespect to the boys who were sat there in front of us, but the tunes are mega, so I am looking forward to them coming on next week. But they are still Mackems.
You also said you weren't going to tell them that, so you're just saying it this week, but you're not going to actually say it to their face.
I won't mention it next week. I will have my SMB t-shirt on. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Richie. Back to you.
Sorry, Rich. Go on, lad.
We'll have round 2 of Loaded Quiz 2. You never know. We might get round to having another loaded mystery guest on at some point. We haven't for the last several weeks, even though we bring it up.
It's not going to happen.
Waiting for lockdown.
No. We've also got our last striker in the Loaded 11 all-time 11. You can follow us on social media, Twitter at LoadedHQ1, on Instagram at LoadedHQ. You can subscribe to our Loaded HQ channel on YouTube, which is www.youtube.com/C/LoadedHQ. If you want to go on there, if you like the content you've seen, what you've seen on there tonight and all our previous show, give them all the likes. And remember, you can please subscribe for free. It'll help the channel grow immensely.
Nice.
There you go.
Very good. We're also on Spotify. Richie looks after our Spotify, and the Outcharms will have 2 songs added to that. So look forward to that. That's the only music I listen to. Is that playlist. That is it for tonight, guys. I don't think we've had else. Another shout out just to Chris. Hope that toe gets better. We had the loaded silence earlier. He's probably gone off now.
I'd say he's gone. Yeah, he's put the bath salts in and he's got the old foot spar out, hasn't he? He's got the missus put him a cushion. Oh, will you put a cushion under me knee, love? I've been in A&E all day with me toe. That's boss. Will you order me a McFlurry? He's probably had fucking food delivered. Do you know what I mean? I can't even listen to him anymore. He's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Anyway. I think it's time to go with our last tune, and this is 13. Do you want to introduce it? And
sorry, Daz, are we mentioning Friday?
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, do you want to do that?
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that before we jump off. Sorry, lads. Daz has the buttons, but forgets what we're actually putting on.
Yeah, I do. And after I spent like half an hour putting this together today, forgot. So on Friday, our Loaded Mag, episode 2, we're going to go with a special. We're going to go with our first match day live. So we're going to watch the Fulham Wolves game. Because it's very important to us, this game. We'll be all shouting on Wolves in that one. So as well as talking all things Newcastle and all the latest headlines, like we did last week, I suppose. But we're going to watch the match, and so a bit of multitasking. So we might have a few people in with us for that one, lads. What do you think?
Yep. Yeah, a few visitors. Yeah. We'll have
So come along. We'll be taking you to the game and talking all Newcastle at the same time. So we started 7:45, so 7:45 is just to get the team news in and to get the ball rolling, I guess. So that's coming up. Anything else I've missed, lads?
Just one quick question from John Justice Allen, who did want to ask the lads in the band, where did you get the Benetton top from?
And high water to get that. So, obviously, after seeing
Lads, the lads appear to have your broadband, Daz.
Yeah, I've outsourced it.
Are we back? Are we back?
Can hear you.
We can hear you. Yeah. Go on. No, you're freezing out.
It looks like we'll never know where that top.
We may never know. It could be a. I'm sure. Look, if we can't get the lads to get sorted there before we play the song, we'll get them to drop us a DM or drop a tweet and let us know where they did get the Benetton top from. Right, Daz, is that it?
That's it. I think.
You've definitely jinxed their broadband.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. They're back.
They're coming back.
Yes, they're back.
They're back. Are they back? Can you hear us, lads?
This is.
No, they're struggling.
No. Well, if you can hear us, lads, we want to thank you very much for coming on the show. And then obviously we're going to play out with the song. So really appreciate coming on. And well done for getting 17 points in the quiz, lads. Top of the leaderboard.
Well done.
Yeah. We will reach out on a DM and drop the lads a message. They're obviously having some technical problems there in the little Donny Rovers room there. So we will we'll reach out. We will find out for John Justice Allen where exactly they did get the job from.
Yeah, John seemed to have lost his from you many years ago. Okay,
yeah,
time to go. Time to go with our.
Let's play out
the Outcharms. That song 13. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks
See you next week. See you Friday if you're tuning in for the match.
See you Friday, 7:45. Loaded mag.
Good as gold and daft as a brush, tongue tied up in first sight love. It's been a long time since your number last popped up. So we skip the how have you been? You're doing just fine from what I've seen, but the tears on your cheek tell a different tale to me. If there's trouble in paradise, then won't you come home to me? You don't smile like you used to, like you did when we were 13 and no things change. I understand you never could stick to the plan, and I'm not sure if I want to. So you do what you do best. You paint over the frown and you zip up your dress. Town's full of desperate hearts just like you and me. He's at the bar and he's having a ball. Was the thrill of the jump worth the break of the fall? I'm not sure, but it's a risk he chose to take. I'm standing here for fuck's sake. Now the cracks are showing, are too great for you to hide. You can try your best to slow the doubt that's flooding in your mind, and to know that he tells you that he loves you, but what's that matter? So do I, and you've known it all this time. this end. How I'm so pleased for you. Don't you give me that look, 'cause I know where it's been, and I think it's time for you to leave.